Hi. I had some questions yesterday in my office hours about the part of the homework assignment where you have to print bars, stripes across the picture, and I've, I think, a suggestion that may help make your life easier if you get stuck there. Um, the idea is to try to do that with only one for loop. You can, of course, use different for loops, but one is sufficient. I want to give you hints as to how you could do that. Look at this loop here for I in range 20. So I'm going to assume that I have 20 rows. And here I'm going to start very simply by saying if I is an odd number or an even number, then either print a line of dashes or print spaces. So here I'm printing, but you can use this control structure to decide whether a row of pixels should be modified or not. So remember that the percent sign means modulo when you use it with integers. So here, if I divided by 2, if the remainder of that is 0, the number must be even, then I'm going to print a bar. So let's run this and see what happens. All right, means that every line that has a value of I that is even has dashes, and every odd number doesn't. So it's kind of an interesting pattern, but if you apply that to the image, having only a stripe that is 1 pixel wide is not very good. You want to do that with much wider stripes, maybe 30 or 40 pixels wide. So one way to do that is to start observing the collection of i's here, 0, 1, 2, 3. And you see that every so often, if I has the right property, I'm going to print a bar, and otherwise I'm not. And this is just I modulo 2. What if I change the modulo to something different? Say 4 or 6. So here I'm going to print I, and I'm also going to print I modulo 6, just to see what happens. So I'm changing the modulo number, and I'm also printing that value because I think looking at it will give me some information. All right. Well, you see that my stripes here are very thin, but they're much more away from each other. The gap is bigger now than it was before, so that's pretty good. However, I would like to make the stripes fatter. So if you look at the second column here, this is I modulo 6, and it goes 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, because when you divide by 6 any number, whatever remains, the integer part is never greater than 6, greater than or equal to 6. So that's why the remainder starts at 0, goes to 5, and it goes 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if I want to make my stripe here a little fatter, I can just decide to print a line of dashes for I equals 0, for the remainder being equal 0 or 1. 0 or 1. So for here, I can say if I modulo 6 is equal to 0, or I modulo 6 is equal to 1, then do this. So if I do that, I get fatter stripes, and with a nice gap in between. Of course, I should look at this what I've just written and realize that actually I can make this much simpler by saying if I modulo 6 is less than or equal to 1, then do that, and that's going to run the same way. So that's a hint as a way that you could use for controlling your stripes and deciding which row is going to be modified, where you're going to modify the pixels, and which row you're going to leave untouched.